Bonjour les étudiants, hope you're fine. So welcome to the new session for the French 9th standard, class 9. So the last week we were doing the first lesson. The first lesson, it's as you saw the lesson, it's not so serious. Okay, it's all about the revision of the basics. So today we'll be continuing with the revision. Okay, hope some of you got doubts in the basics. We'll just do the part, and then we'll move to the other exercises and the second lesson. As I told you, maybe if you got an exam soon, we won't be considering much the first lesson. You won't be having much exercises from the first lesson. We'll be having from the second lesson, third lesson, and so on. So today we'll be saying the basics that we got to see. Okay, same way, hope you remember the verb diaries and so on. If you could write, continue writing. If you could revise, that will be better, that will be helpful for you. And so about your health, so drink plenty of water, do some physical activities, that's really important. Try some skipping at home. Okay, so try not to sit idle in front of your mobile. That's really dangerous. That's really not good for your health. Okay, so already you got enough online classes, so you'll be in front of the screen, and if you add on with the games, okay, so it won't be so good. So try to avoid the games and concentrate on your health. Okay, so we'll get into the slides. Take care. And so here we are. Okay, so we'll start with the very basics from the first lesson and the second lesson. Okay, we have chosen some basic grammars and some important words. We'll go through the slides. Okay, so these are some greetings, les salutations. Bonjour, salut, bonsoir. So good morning or good day. Salut, it's hi. Bonsoir, it's good evening. And here we got when you take a leave. Okay, so when you finish the conversation, when you end the conversation, okay, so you'll be saying au revoir, à bientôt, à demain, au revoir, which means see you again, or bye bye, bye. À bientôt, which means see you soon, see you soon. À demain, which means see you tomorrow. Okay, so these two we don't know when we're gonna meet again. Okay, and at that time we can say au revoir or à bientôt. Okay, à demain, which means sure we know, like we're gonna meet tomorrow. So then we can say à demain. So here les pronoms sujets, you know this already. Je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. So I, you, he, she, we, you, they, and they. Okay, so this first person, second person, third person. First person, second person, third person. Okay, so it's the singular and this is plural. Les pronoms toniques, okay, so will be placed after a conjunction or a preposition. So moi, toi, lui, elle, nous, vous, eux, elle. So moi it's me, toi it's you, lui it's he or him, elle it's she or her, nous it's us, vous it's you, eux it's them, and elle it's them. So moving to the next. Les articles définis. Le, la, et l'apostrophe, les. So le, la, et l'apostrophe, les. All these in English we say the, T-H-E. Okay, so the bank, the mobile. Okay, so the game and so on. So we'll be using the in English, but in French we got le, la, et l'apostrophe, les. So les it's for plural. So le it's for masculine, la it's for feminine, and apostrophe for both masculine or feminine. If it starts with a vowel, a singular noun. If it starts with a vowel, they use L apostrophe. So these are the definite articles. So the indefinite articles, les articles indéfinis, it's un, win, des. Oui, un, win, des. Un, win, which means a or an in English, a or an. But un stands for masculine, win stands for feminine. Okay, un for masculine nouns, win for feminine nouns. So we don't have anything separate for vowels. We just use un or win. Okay, according to the gender. So they it's for plural. Okay, so they means some, S-O-M-E, which is not an indefinite article in English. So they, which means some. So les adjectifs interrogatifs, okay, so interrogative adjectives. So cal, cal. Okay, so you know this cal, which means which or what at times. So this is masculine singular, this is masculine plural, this is feminine singular, this is feminine plural. Okay. And here les mots interrogatifs. So some questioning words. Okay, some questioning words like who, what, when, how. Okay, that. Okay, so here in French, qui, qu'est-ce que, comment, combien, quand, pourquoi. Okay, so who means where, qui means who, qu'est-ce que means what, comment how, combien how much or how many, quand when, pourquoi why, for what or why. That's it. So moving to the verb être. So as you know, this is actually one important verb, être. To be. Je suis, tu es, il est, elle est, on est, nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, elles sont. So I am, you are, he is, she is, we are, you are, they are, they are. Okay. So the verb avoir now. So the verb avoir is as important as the verb être. So avoir to have. J'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, on a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. So j'ai, I have, you have, he has, she has, we have, you have, they have. So the verb parler, this is actually an ER-ending verb, the basic ER-ending verb, the first group regular verb. Parler, to speak or to talk. Je parle, tu parles, il parle, elle parle, on parle, nous parlons, vous parlez, il parle, elle parle. Okay. So I speak, you speak, he speaks, she speaks, we speak, you speak, they speak, they speak. Okay. So you got list of ER and equals, say suppose like this. So just try to revise those. So here's another verb which starts with a vowel. Okay, and it's actually the same ER ending. So it'll be like aimer, to like or to love. J'aime, tu aimes, il aime, elle aime, on aime, nous aimons, vous aimez, ils aiment, elles aiment. Okay, so I like, he likes, she likes, we like, you like, they like, they like. Okay, so the verb connaître, this is an irregular verb. So connaître, which means to know, even the verb savoir, which means to know. You got to revise the irregular verbs. You got a list of 25 to 30, I guess. Okay, so in 7th standard, you started learning the irregular. So these verbs you got to memorize the meanings as well as the conjugation. So try to revise those. Here we have very limited verbs. Okay, so just the verb connaître I have given. So je connais, tu connais, il connaît, elle connaît, on connaît, nous connaissons, vous connaissez, ils connaissent, elles connaissent. We connaissent to know. Je connais, I know, you know, he knows, she knows, we know, they, you know, they know, they know. Che know the okay. So here the verb s'appeler, so it's a pronominal form. Okay. So we use S apostrophe. We got a pronoun before the verb. Okay. And when you use it with the subject pronoun, so the pronoun will change according to the subject pronoun. S'appeler, which means to call oneself. Okay, this is the verb we use for saying the name. Je m'appelle. Okay, so je m'appelle Peter, for example. Okay, so je m'appelle, tu t'appelles, il s'appelle, elle s'appelle, on s'appelle, nous nous appelons, vous vous appelez, il s'appelle, elle s'appelle. So this S apostrophe, it's normally SE. Okay, changes to M apostrophe, T apostrophe, it's actually METESE. Okay. So for nu and would be no and S normally. Okay. So I call myself this thing. I call myself, you call yourself, he calls himself, she calls herself.
We call ourselves, you call yourself, they call themselves, and they call themselves. Okay. So moving to the next. Okay, so here these are some commonly used expressions in French. Where, as you know, we know, s'il vous plaît, s'il te plaît. Okay, S, no. So this is please, a formal way, and s'il te plaît is an informal way. Pardon, désolé. Okay, so it means pardon. Désolé means sorry, or you can even say excusez-moi. Merci, thank you. So when someone says merci, we'll be saying de rien or je vous en prie. Okay, merci, it means thank you. So de rien is for nothing, don't mention it. Je vous en prie, it's like you are welcome. D'accord, pas d'accord. Okay, this is okay. D'accord means okay, I agree. Pas d'accord, it means not okay, I deny. Right? Ça va? Okay, ça va can be used as a question as well as an answer, as an expression even. Ça va? Ça va. Okay, so that's it. C'est or il y a. C'est it is, or il y a, which means that is or there are. Okay, it is and that is there are. Okay, so moving to the next. So these adjectives, some adjectives, joli, joli. So we got the masculine, feminine, adjectives very well. Okay, so we have given some examples. Okay, joli, joli. So this is pretty. Okay, pretty. Grand, grande. We add e. Okay, so this is big, big or tall even. Petit, petite, small. Okay, small. American, American. So this is actually even used for the nationalities. So American, American. This is masculine, this is feminine. Sympathetic. Okay, there are some adjectives which will be like the same spelling, same pronunciation for both masculine and feminine. So sympathetic is one example. Sympathetic. Nouveau, nouvelle. Okay, so nouveau means new. Nouvelle it means new also. Okay, so this is actually a case like where the masculine form will be a bit different from the feminine form, the spelling. Okay. So voilà. So some places, des endroits. So some places, une école, une banque, une salle de classe, une plage, une piscine, un parc, un jardin, un musée, un restaurant, un hôtel. Oui. So des endroits means some places. So the blue ones are feminine and the green ones are masculine. So une école it means a school, une banque a bank, une salle de classe a classroom, une plage a beach, une piscine a swimming pool, un parc a park, un jardin a garden, un musée a museum, un restaurant a restaurant, un hôtel a hotel. Okay. So here are some objects, these objects, which means some objects. So same way we got some feminine words in blue, masculine words in green. Une chaise, une table, une porte, une fenêtre, une voiture. Un livre, un cahier, un stylo, un ordinateur, un portable. Okay, so une chaise means a chair, une table, a table, une porte, a door, une fenêtre, a window, une voiture, a car, un livre, a book, un cahier, a notebook, un stylo, a pen, un ordinateur, a computer, un portable, a game, sorry, mobile. Right? And portable means a mobile. So moving to the next. So here we got few questions. Okay, some questions, basic questions about the identity. Okay, so the introduction part. Comment vous vous appelez? Okay, so this can be asked in different ways. Okay, comment vous vous appelez? Vous vous appelez comment? Okay, comment vous appelez-vous? So these are all formal. So the same thing can be asked in informal way. Comment tu t'appelles? Oui. Comment t'appelles-tu? Tu t'appelles comment? Even those. Or even you can ask like quel est votre nom? Oui, quel est votre prénom? Quel est ton nom? Quel est ton prénom? So these kind of questions. Right? So all these means like what is your name? Quel âge avez-vous? Quel âge avez-vous? What's your age? How old are you? So even this question can be asked in different ways. Vous avez quel âge? This is formal. Quel âge as-tu? Tu as quel âge? You can use the tu form. So this one is quelle est votre nationalité? So what is your nationality? If it's this is formal, if it's informal, quelle est ta nationalité? So you can just change the adjective possessive verb to ta. Okay. Quelle est votre profession? Okay, quelle est votre profession? What's your profession? So or you can use quelle est ta profession as it's feminine. So the last one. Où habitez-vous? Où habitez-vous? So where do you live? Where do you live? Or you can even ask où vous habitez. Okay, où habites-tu? Où tu habites? Okay, so all these things, where do you live? And so the next one will be the self-introduction part. Okay, so présentez-vous. So présentez-vous. Je m'appelle Aristo, par exemple. Okay, j'ai 13 ans. Je suis indien. Je suis étudiant. J'habite à Pondichéry. And A comes with an accent. Okay, so there'll be an accent here. So accent grave. So je m'appelle Aristo. So my name is Aristo. J'ai 13 ans. I'm 13 years old. Je suis indien. I'm an Indian. Je suis étudiant. I'm a student. J'habite à Pondichéry. I live in Pondichéry. Okay. So that's it for today. And so take note of these. Okay, the last pages of your notebook. Okay, so you can no need to write each one in one page. Okay, you can just write a few things at the same page. Okay, like you can take the last 5 pages to write these. Okay, so you can take the last 5 pages, 6 pages to write the basics, and the numbers try to write. Okay, 0 to 10, for example, this week. Okay, 0 are these. Then the next week you can write 11 to 20, and then you can continue writing. Right? So we'll see the second lesson in the next class. Right? Bye bye.